of Colorado.
Thank you. And I thank the co-chairman of the Directed Energy Caucus, Representative Langevin of Rhode Island, for beginning this subject. It's such an important subject, and I'm just going to build on what he's already asked. How do you all make sure that you're not duplicating what each other is doing? I see 3 centers of important research of making things operational, not to mention DARPA. And so, and I don't know if that's for you, Mr. Welby, or for the individual branches to respond to, but how do we make sure that there's no duplication, no reinventing the wheel going on, whether it's directed energy or anything?
If I could quickly, I think this is a great area where we can demonstrate kind of solid cooperation coordination through SD and across the services. The High Energy Laser Joint Technology Office serves as a clearinghouse and a center for coordination across all the efforts across the department, and that allows us to ensure that each of our investments are aligned, not duplicative, and are building on each other. And I think that in each of the domains there are service unique issues associated with how those will be hosted on future platforms, but there's also supporting technology that services all those needs, and we very well coordinate, I think, in this space across all those areas. And I'll turn it back if anybody has anything.
And Ms. Miller, I see that you've been working on this for 30 years. So, and Admiral, did you want to respond to that as well?
Not to the 30-year question, sir, but the communities of interest that the department has established that allows the services and DARPA to come forward in functional areas allows us to share our resources, our research and our efforts, not specifically for directed energy, but across the board, that allows us to see what I call common, cousin, and unique efforts. And there is some benefit in common research where it's appropriate. But as Mr. Welby mentioned, our uniquenesses for maritime shipboard applications, for example, and also looking at underwater directed energy applications. There's challenges in that, and so our efforts that go forward are looked at the Navy uniquenesses. I'm very, sitting here now at 1 year downrange, very satisfied that we collectively, we meet once a month at the senior level, and we have a working group that meets once a week to talk across our span of 6.1, 6.2, and 6.3 research to understand where we can leverage off of each other, and not only within the Department of Defense, but with our industry partners, academia, and our other interagency folks.
Ms. Miller, would you agree that we're, like Mr. Welby has already said, that it's not something that's always 5 years off, that we're now getting a lot closer, if not actually there, with operational directed energy weapons?
I believe,
defensive and offensive.
I believe we're very close. And I think right now what we need to do is build trust with our operators so they understand what lasers can do. Lasers have been promised for an awful long time, and they've never held up and delivered what was asked for. And so the operators are quite rightfully skeptical, which is why you see the services taking lasers out in operational environments and letting them be used by operators so they understand what the capabilities are. I think we're very close, and while we're looking at the large capabilities that these can provide, there will be steps along the way where we will spin out lesser capable laser systems that can do good things on smaller platforms, and that's something that you'll see coming out relatively soon.
A couple things on that, sir. One is the Air Force every day is flying with lasers under our large aircraft infrared countermeasure system. So we have done exactly that. We have spun out lower power lasers that give us a capability to protect our aircraft flying in theater today. The goal is to build off the experiences that we've had there to, as we get larger power outputs, better thermal management out of smaller packaged lasers, to be able to transition these to other aircraft besides our large transport aircraft. And as we build those powers, eventually moving from defensive capability to using that same laser to give us an offensive capability as well. So I think we are on a good path. The move to electric lasers has allowed us to do that. The other point is, one of the reasons that we're able to do this well across the services is that we have a joint technology office that really works those fundamental laser technologies for us as a joint team that we then spin off each into our own particular areas, our domains for usage. And having that office support what we need as the three of us sit on the advisory panel to determine what they're going to actually invest the funds in. It makes sure that they're meeting our needs as a service. And the last piece is our partnership with DARPA has really allowed us to move lasers forward. Moving the slab lasers, electric lasers, and moving into fiber lasers. DARPA has been a key partner in allowing us to do that.
Well, I appreciate the work that you're all doing. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
And thank